Alrighty, part 3. This is the final part of ranking every DreamWorks movie. Thank God we are finally done. Alright, everybody, let's begin. Starting with the best adaptation of a book I think I ever seen in my whole life. I do not care what nobody says. This is the best adaptation of a book. As a guy who even read the books, like a couple of ones, this movie is a big love letter to the books. Honestly, it's the funniest movie I think I ever seen from a book, honestly. It's funny, honestly. Like, George and Harold are probably the best duo I think I ever seen in my whole life. They are funny while also being very emotional at times. I love it. The whole plot about George and Harold trying to not get separated in classes because of this strict principal was really cool in my opinion. This movie actually translates how middle school and some schools act like. So that's pretty cool. And honestly, Captain Underpants himself was a really likable guy. He's just like a clownless guy who doesn't know what's he doing. He's kind of an idiot sometimes, but he's very likable. I also want to mention that Kevin Hart voices Harold. And I gotta say, he's the best choice for this guy, honestly. They're both very likable. I like it very much. The animation itself was also pretty good because DreamWorks actually thought of this movie. They actually had Flip-O-Rama and so much more. I love the style. And honestly, they cooked with the style they were going for, honestly. The villain was alright, honestly. He didn't do much, but honestly, he's pretty cool. His whole backstory is that he was like a bad scientist and nobody took his name seriously. And if you're wondering what the name is, it's Professor Poopy Pants. No, I'm not kidding. This is actually in the movie. Overall, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, is honestly a great adaptation of the book, honestly. I like it very much. It's on the same level as the Peanuts movie, where they actually took information from the shorts and books and made it into a likable movie. I like it very much. So overall, pretty good movie. And honestly, I rank it as top 6 DreamWorks movies. This movie is incredible, dude. There's no denying that. Honestly, people keep saying that this is like the weakest one, and honestly, I can see why. But honestly, if you look past the mistakes, it is generally a good movie. Not only is Hiccup's dad, bring up a lot, which, rest in peace, by the way. He was such a likable character in the second and first one, and he died. Ugh. But Hiccup's and Toothless's, relationship is kind of good in this movie, honestly. It's about letting go of somebody you love. So Toothless has to live his own life, like with his white girl version, called the White Knight Fury, the White Knight Fury, which I appreciate. And she was actually a pretty nice addition. I actually like it. The Hidden World was honestly good, even though it's not even the main focus of the movie, which confuses me why you call it the Hidden World, honestly, but that's okay. Again, the emotional damage in this movie, holy shit, it's incredible. Anyway, overall, I like this movie. Some people might think it's the weakest one. Honestly, I don't disagree. I don't agree with that. I think it's good, but it's not like the best one, but it's good. What even was this movie, honestly? It's not even like a bad movie, honestly. It was kind of okay. But the villain, she was so bad, honestly. She looked like that girl from Brave, honestly. Why does this movie even have a twist villain? Honestly, it would have been cool if you just play the movie out normally. Don't pull any of this Disney bullshit. By the way, there's that one viewer that is gonna say something. Please don't. Because I really don't care if you don't even like swearing, just deal with it, man. Okay, back on the movie. Honestly, it's okay. It tries so hard to be like a Pixar type of movie with its animation style, but honestly, it kind of fails at every single attempt it tries to be. Don't get me wrong, the animation is good. I actually like it. It's very expressive at times. But honestly, it felt like that DreamWorks was trying too hard to be a Pixar movie, honestly. Dialogue's pretty good. I like the dialogue. The characters are very good, honestly, except for the villain, which was honestly so stupid. She liked animals from the beginning, but then hates them for some reason. Girl, make up your mind. The whole plot about them trying to return this Eddie to his mom and dad was honestly okay. It's kind of predictable, but honestly, it's alright. The villain was honestly the worst part. If she didn't exist, I would have been okay with the movie and called it, alright. But she exists, and she's terrible. She doesn't really do anything throughout the whole movie. That pisses me off. She didn't do anything. Overall, this is an alright movie if it didn't have the twist villain. If the twist villain didn't exist, I would have said, okay, this movie is alright, okay? Nothing good, but alright. But no, she has to exist. She has to exist, and I hate this movie for even adding her from the beginning. Overall, it's an alright movie, but with the most stupid plot twist of a villain, honestly. Oh God, no. No. This is garbage! I honestly hated this movie so much, actually. This is even worse than the first one, honestly. And I would even call this, like, the worst animated movie I think I've ever seen. Like, I would even compare it to some of Illumination's work and one of Pixar's lowest rated movies. Honestly, this is, like, terrible. They didn't even try. Animation's good, but they didn't even try at all. If I had to say one positive thing about it, which I won't, I guess the lore was alright. It's nothing surprising or great, but it seems like they're actually trying to build a universe for some reason. Honestly, the villain was honestly the most entertaining part about this whole movie because she actually felt like she was actually trying with her role here. Like, honestly, I actually liked the villain. She felt like she was trying, but she got trapped in a horrible movie with trolls in it. Honestly, this movie has James Corden in it, which I didn't mention in the first one because James Corden is also in that movie. That's also why I hate these two movies, honestly. Look, honestly, they have some really good casting choices, like Justin Timberlake for some reason. But for some reason, they get James Corden to be in here. Like, why? What did he even do to surprise you people to put him in the movie? Like, honestly, he's like a terrible person, honestly. Like, just listen to his, like, reviews. Or no, it's like, listen, like, go look up what he did and you'll see why I'm saying he's, like, a horrible person. I don't really want to spend time on this movie, but honestly, it's terrible. Nothing is good about it. And for some reason, there's K-pop trolls. Wait a minute. If K-pop trolls exist in the Trolls universe, doesn't it mean it's a North Korean? But overall, and I'm going to say this very slowly for my kids out there, because I know kids actually watch my content, this is one of the worst animated movies of all time from any animation studio. It doesn't try with the story. The lore is okay, but every single character and story is garbage. I hated it. Like, don't even watch this movie. Get in thy bin. Alright, listen. Hear me out for like 5 seconds. This is actually the best sequel in the whole world. I mean, not the best of all time, but definitely a good sequel. Like, I was genuinely expecting this to be like the same movie as the first Croads, but probably a less good, honestly. But no, this is actually a good movie, honestly. It handles a lot of themes that I really appreciate. It's also the funniest sequel I think I ever seen. Like, listen to this clip.
Here, right here. All your needs will be met.
I'm hungry.
In a minute.
Like, actually, this is like the funniest scene in the whole movie. I'm not even joking to you guys. I feel like the jokes are the things that carry this movie to like a whole. Because without the jokes, this movie would have been bland, honestly. But honestly, the jokes are pretty good. I like it. The animation's good. The characters are very likable. And honestly, this is a huge improvement from the first movie, honestly. So yeah, this is a pretty good movie. So overall, I like this movie a lot. It's a huge improvement. It's a pretty good sequel. What was this saggy, lazy, cheap excuse of a sequel to a movie that came out like nearly a long time ago? What was this sequel? It literally has nothing to do with the first movie. You can basically watch this and after the first one and it wouldn't matter at all. Like, literally, this is like just a standalone movie on its own, not even knowing it's a sequel. Like, genuinely, I do not know what this movie even was. Who asked for this? I do not care for this little girl or this guy or everybody who was involved in this movie. Kids, the plot is super simple. Girl sees horse, girl wants horse, girl frees horse, and gets horse. The end. I'm not even joking. That's basically the whole plot. Except for this, like, villain guy who was, like, the bad guy who I actually wanted to win. This was the only entertaining part about the whole movie. I don't even think little kids would find this at all enjoyable. You know how the first movie was about, the first Spirit was all about, like, fighting for freedom? This movie literally has Spirit from that movie, and I guess he's just the pet of someone's random girl or something. I don't really know. I don't even know what this movie even wanted to do. It's like, why? You literally named it as a sequel, but then just, like, treat it as a standalone movie. Like, what is that? But, I mean, this was kind of coming because of a Netflix movie adaptation. This was an actual Netflix movie, so that kind of makes sense why it's kind of bad. I mean, just look at the animation itself. Like, get in the bin. Nobody likes you. Never come back from the dead ever again. You are a terrible movie. Never come back from the dead again. This is such a pointless movie, in my opinion. Like, I don't know who actually wanted a sequel to The Boss Baby, but, like, DreamWorks wanted it. You want to know why? Because of a dollar sign, folks. That's how this movie came to exist. I guess the only saving grace from this movie is that it has less baby jokes, like poop and fart jokes, which, thank God, that's the reason why the first Boss Baby was really terrible, in my opinion. And unlike the first movie, which had a story but didn't even focus on the story, this one has a story and it focuses on that story too. I love the daughter and father-son relationship with Tim and his daughter. It was pretty cool, and it has actual emotion in this movie. There's actually some emotional parts in this movie, like Tim. I forgot the daughter's name, but the daughter goes up on the stage. She gets nervous, but then learns her passion and faces her fears and sings a song, which is pretty cool, I guess. I do admit that the conflict with Tim and his brother is kind of stupid, honestly. The conflict is that they don't really see each other anymore, which doesn't really confuse me because Ted was allowed to be in Tim's house, but for some reason he didn't. And like Tim has a family now, so that I don't know. It's such a confusing thing, in my opinion. The main conflict is that they don't just see each other anymore, so that's probably why. And this is like the stupidest plot twist I think I've ever seen. Turns out the baby girl didn't actually have to do this whole mission thing. The only reason they even did it was that the baby wanted to get Tim and his brother back together. So completely, this was all for nothing. Look, I do appreciate this movie for actually trying like a story at least and not having so many baby jokes, which thank God, but like it is still a terrible movie. The dialogue is a little better, but nah. The action scenes are cool, but nah. And the characters are not really likable. Well, the main characters are likable, but not the villain, who actually made me want to drink a beer. I swear to God, this guy was so stupid. But luckily, I didn't drink beer, so we're all good on that. Thank you, God. The logic is a little better. Unlike the first movie, where the movie didn't really explain the logic and it just did whatever the hell I wanted to, this movie actually explains the logic a little bit more better, like the whole imagination stuff and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So overall, if you actually wanted to watch a better version of The Boss Baby, this one is for you. But it's still a bad movie because of the story, and the story is good, but it's still a bad movie, honestly. But if you're looking for a better version of the first Boss Baby, this is a whole lot more better than the first one. Thank God for the bad guys, man. This is actually a breath of fresh air. I cannot even tell you how I felt after watching this movie, after sitting through Spirt and The Boss Baby. This movie is just great overall. The art style, the animation, the expressiveness, the characters were all likable, and it was just pretty a good time overall. The whole plot about the bad guys trying to do a final robbery to cement their legacy and then tell it was good, honestly. Also, Diane. Oh, fuck's sake. Also, Diane. That's a character created without some attention to some questionable people. But overall, this movie was pretty good. Sure, the story might not be that enticing, and the story was a little predictable, but it's alright overall. So, overall, pretty good movie. Who's your favorite fearless hero? Okay, buckle up, everybody, because this is about to be the longest review you ever seen in your whole entire life. This is generally like the best movie from DreamWorks, honestly. The animation, the colors, the characters were all incredible and have great development. And it's like an overall perfect movie, in my opinion. I know this movie did take inspiration from Spider-Verse's animation, but I really don't care because it's still a good animation, regardless. And I see so much future with DreamWorks doing this style. Kung Fu Panda 4. Back on topic, this has an incredible stack of characters. Puss in Boots, Kitty Softpaws, this puppy, and Jack and Horner, and the villain called Death. He is the best villain of DreamWorks, in my opinion. I'm not even joking. He's like generally like the best villain of all time. And what makes him so different from other villains that DreamWorks made? He actually utilizes that Puss values life in the final half of the movie and just gives up and goes to hell or something. I also like to admit the jokes in this movie are just peak comedy jokes. Like, literally, every single joke goes in so hard. I don't even know what to say. It's like the best animated movie of all time from DreamWorks. It goes hard, honestly. The animation is like 4K type of animation. I like it so much. It's Spider-Verse type of animation. I love it so much. And honestly, you don't even need Twixer or 4K or just need to watch this movie in a high style. It's already like the most beautiful thing in the entire universe. So overall, this is the most amazing and probably the best theme from the Shrek franchise after Shrek 4, honestly. Shrek 4 wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing, honestly. It was good, but wasn't amazing. But honestly, this is the best thing from the Shrek franchise, right next to the original Shrek 2. So overall, the most amazing movie from the Shrek franchise, honestly. Okay, this is DreamWorks' first ever, worst box office movie ever, and, I can kind of see why it flopped in the box office. I wouldn't say this is, a bad movie on its own. It's just forgettable, honestly. The environments are cool. I love the aesthetic they were going for the whole city. But, yeah, this movie didn't do too much for me. It was also kind of disappointing to me because after coming out Puss in Boots 2, I had high expectations for this movie. But sadly, it kind of disappointed me, honestly. This movie isn't also original. It's not original, honestly. It's just Turning Red and Luca combined together, honestly. But I don't really want to spend time on this movie. It isn't bad, but just, forgettable in the DreamWorks catalog, honestly. So I wouldn't say it's a fine movie. I would say it's a fine movie, but kind of forgettable. Sweet dreams are made of this. Okay. Hear me out. Would you guys believe if I told you that Trolls 3 was actually decent? Well, because it is. Now, this movie isn't perfect, but it's decent, and I'll give it credit for. It did try its best to build up the lore a little bit more better than the second one, and actually, for once, it has an actual interesting plot, because this girl troll discovers her twin sister, and basically they go on an adventure to stop these two bad guys, and that's basically it. But what they're given, they execute the story super well, honestly. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a beautiful movie that will change your life for the course, but it is a decent movie at the end of the day, so yeah. Branch was likable, every single character was likable instead of James Corden, honestly. And honestly, I don't really care, but this is a really good movie. A lot more better than the second and first one, because this one actually built up the lore more better, honestly. It's not perfect, but it's good. Overall, Trolls 3 was decent. Not good, not great, but decent. My loneliness is killing me. This was a huge disappointment for me, honestly. It wasn't a bad movie. It was honestly just fine, but it's probably the weakest Kung Fu Panda movie, honestly. The animation is probably the most bad thing about this movie. It's not bad, but compared to the other three, this has the most basic animation, honestly. Including that the budget was very small, so yeah, makes sense. The biggest thing I didn't like about this movie was the new character who's played by Awkwafina. If you add this person to any movie, it's automatically a bad movie, honestly. And plus, it has the most basic message. I'm not saying this is a really bad message, but compared to the rest of the three that had dark meanings and dark messages, this one is just change happens and deal with it. I wanted them to go deep on this one, but for some reason they didn't. And honestly, the most thing that most people confused about is that the Furious 5 aren't in here. That's a big mistake. These guys should always be in a Kung Fu Panda movie, but for some reason they're not. They're only in in the credits, and that's basically it. But I can say for something else, the father duo is honestly great. Poe and his real dad. Poe's fake dad and his real dad are teaming up to go find him, which honestly, this is the most entertaining part because I actually kind of cared for them, and they're actually the most entertaining part. I hope DreamWorks considers making a spin-off of these two. DreamWorks, are you considering? Please do. If you are, front row seats. Overall, Kung Fu Panda 4 isn't necessarily a bad movie. It's a fine movie, but compared to the rest, it's the weakest one, honestly. Okay, around this time, like, DreamWorks were kind of struggling. Like, they had some very big box office flops, and they needed one thing that could save them from this year. And luckily, The Wild Robot is the thing that saved them from nearly, like, having, like, the worst year of all time, honestly. The Wild Robot is generally the best animated movie I think I've ever seen in a good bit. Like, this movie has the director Chris Sanders, the director of How to Train Your Dragon and Leo and Stitch. And, like, this guy directs, if this guy's directing anything, it's good. Honestly, I thought the animals talking would be, like, the most annoying thing about this movie, but honestly, no. They actually have good dialogue, and I kind of like some of these characters. And the biggest thing was Roz. Her character development was honestly perfect, honestly. Like, she has to learn how to fit into the forest, which I think is pretty cool. And honestly, all these characters are pretty cool. And her, like, Roz is trying to protect this, like, baby bird, and, like, it's pretty sweet. The ending was just perfect, honestly. The animation is, like, it's like the icing on the cake. And I love how they changed Roz's design to make her feel like she fitted in, like, throughout the whole movie. From the beginning, she didn't quite fit in, and she kind of stayed standard as the, like, robot, like a normal robot. But as she goes through the film, she starts having grass all over her body, which I appreciate. And it just shows her that she's fitting in the forest, which, pretty cool detail, Chris Sanders. Thank you so much. And this is, like, the saddest movie from DreamWorks so far. Like, go watch this movie right now. It's generally perfect. Overall, The Wild Robot is generally, like, the perfect DreamWorks movie, honestly. It's not, like, an amazing movie, but it's generally a good movie. And it's on the same level as Puss in Boots, too. Go watch this right now. Alright, when I heard The Bad Guys 2 was announced, I was expecting something pretty good, and honestly, a pretty good sequel. And, well, it didn't disappoint. This is actually a good sequel, in my opinion. The whole plot about the bad guys getting framed again, but didn't have to stop the bad girls, was honestly a pretty cool thing, honestly. I didn't really like the villain. She, like, wants to steal gold from the entire world, which, honestly, legally, this would be impossible. You can't really, like, steal gold, like, from around the world, which is kind of impossible, honestly. Honestly, the officer was a really cool character. I mean, she didn't really do anything throughout the first movie, but honestly, in the second one, she actually gets more development here, starting to trust the bad guys after their time, like, later, like, earlier in the movie. And DreamWorks listened to us. They made these two a couple. Let's go! Marmalade didn't really do anything throughout the whole movie. He was just kind of in jail playing checkers with Diane, which was really forgettable in my opinion, but kind of funny when it goes back to that, so yeah. Also, I'm very excited for The Bad Guys 3. I wonder when that's coming out. Oh. 2028. Nah! I do kind of think it's a step down from the first movie because there's a lot of fart and poop jokes, but honestly, I don't really care. This is still a pretty good movie, and honestly a pretty good sequel, and I'm definitely watching the third one when it comes out. So overall, a pretty good sequel. And there we have it. I have officially ranked every single DreamWorks movie to ever exist. And honestly, I'm proud of this. I am finally done with this studio and never have to review them again until the 2026 video comes out. But that doesn't matter right now. I am officially done with this studio. And if I had to describe DreamWorks in one word, it's a studio who had pretty good movies, but kind of had the worst movies, to a studio who's actually improving to become a better studio. Sure, there might be a lot more changes coming to DreamWorks, like how they're going to be an independent studio from now on without Universal, and Chris Meledandri is going to be an executive producer for Shrek 5. That explains why it's so bad right now. But honestly, I'm excited for DreamWorks' future. Like, there's a Forgotten Island is coming out pretty soon. Shrek 5 is coming out in 2027, which still looks pretty ugly. And even a Donkey movie was announced in a spin-off of Shrek, where it explains how Donkey became Donkey. And I'm pretty excited for that too. But there's a Coco Melon movie being produced by DreamWorks. Oh God. And that does it for today's video. What you think? What is your favorite DreamWorks movie? Leave it in the comments below. I'm officially done with this studio. I never have to come back to them again. I mean, for the 2026 video, but that doesn't really matter. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're on our way to 300 subscribers, and I would be really appreciated if you can actually hit that subscribe button. So thank you so much, and honestly, God is on your side. Jesus loves you. I love you. Have a blessed day. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. And bye! Yes! I'm finally done! Ronnie, I'm finally done with the DreamWorks Memoir 3 videos! Yes! Hey, that's super good, man. I am super proud of you. But, have you heard anything about John recently? Who cares about John? All I care about is finishing the DreamWorks Part 3 video, and I am officially done with it, baby. Who would care about John right now, right? Yeah. Listen, Braden, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to think that John is trying to change himself, honestly. Look, Ronnie, I don't really care for John right now. All I care about is producing this DreamWorks video, and I am all good to go, baby. Yes. Congratulations on the DreamWorks Part 3 video. You mentioned it twice. But I think John is trying to change himself from being a greedy guy into this guy who doesn't really care about money anymore, man. Like, can we focus on that? Okay, Ronnie, we'll go talk to John, but not right now, okay? We gotta end this video because it's like 25 minutes long. We can't do this for that long. Right. Fair enough. People wouldn't want to sit through a 50-minute video, right? All right, let's go. Have a blessed day. God loves you, Jesus loves you, and I love you. Bye.